on Raw.
It's not even a band. It's one guy and his immediate.
Well, yeah.
One guy in his immediate.
And some of the score, he does have help with the recording artists. And they have a studio musicians come in and help. But for the most part, it's one man, which I think is fucking amazing.
I thought whatever he's made by Rooster Teeth, it's gotta be impressive.
Grim Eclipse disagrees.
Who does?
The video
Grim
game?
Eclipse.
Oh. Yeah, no, let's not talk about that.
Alright.
The Republican defense.
No, it should now be the Trump defense.
Now, he does talk about it, but he has things that are completely wrong, and people listen to it like gospel.
True, he does do that.
Can we please not talk about Ruby and then Trump back to back? It's like the two worst. It's like subject I like versus subject I loathe. Let's not put them together.
Alright.
Back to you.
What are we down to? 3-4 months before the next season?
I have no idea. Maybe something can get done this next season.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they go back to like the choreographed fights and not like just the rule of cool fights.
Okay, it's not the fights that concern me. If I'm being honest, I see the fights as filler. What concerned me is the plot did not advance very much at all in that.
Yeah, I mean, the last season was what?
Yeah,
they just walk down a path, and Blake
There
goes
was
to her family.
We learned a little bit more about Ren's family, or about Ren and Nora's background.
Okay.
And Crow.
We
and
learned
that
entirely
was
about
mostly it.
We learned entirely about Ren and Nora's background and why they're together. We learned about Blake's family and how she came into the light, and more importantly about how she came into the White Fang and what her new goal is.
But that was all stuff that could have been delivered in a way that didn't require wasting an entire season of our time. You know what I mean?
And then Yang recovered from PTSD.
Yep. Which,
Okay, but aside from getting a little more background information, the plot itself did not advance much.
No, it didn't.
That said, they have set up a lot of shit for the next one to be
true.
fucking go, because everybody's on their way to Mistral with the exception of Blake. I don't know where Blake's actually headed right now. Fucking Witch is in Mistral as the series ended.
And then
They've got fucking Crow and Ozpin getting back together. Like, they're setting up for shit to go down.
Yeah, and then there's Yang.
Oh, yeah.
We don't entirely know exactly which path she's going to.
Yang is heading towards Mistral.
I think she's following Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yang is following Ruby, and she's following, and she goes
No,
very,
you know what
very,
excellent
very
point
close.
Foyle made?
What?
If this would be the perfect time to reveal Yang as going dark side.
What do you mean going
Yeah.
dark side?
If this event was the thing that turned Yang against everyone.
I guess that would be
This
an
event?
interesting plot,
Like,
plot twist.
Like,
Well,
hold
it would
on.
actually pit Ruby against her own sister, and it would actually give us something that we have really needed. A bad guy that we're actually not outright going to say they're evil. That's all we need to know.
Right.
Because something that I always think makes any plot better innately is if you can actually understand the villain's side of the villain's point of view, or better yet, if in their situation you might have actually done the same.
Right.
Something that makes you think.
Unlike the
But why would
last
Dark
two
Side-
major villains that they've used, what's his
Were-
name? That
Who
guy.
says it has to
Roman.
be the dark side? It doesn't even have to be, like she goes over the Team Witch with Salem or anything. It could have something to do with her mom, who's fighting really hard to stay independent of the kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, they really, really, really played up the light versus dark part of Crow and Raven.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Raven came off as like a really, really, really shitty person.
Yeah, she did.
That was...
Like,
there
that
is
was
such a
wholly
thing as
intentional.
symbolism, and then there is such a thing as beating us over the head with it.
To be fair, they are
At
trying to
the
appeal to
same,
the
I
so
don't
they're not listening.
think she has much. I don't think she cares very much for Crow because she looks at him as turning his back on the duty to the clan, which she explained in that little talk they had in the bar. Which apparently nobody else but me picked up on.
I mean, she doesn't think much of Crow, yeah, but
There wasn't much
very-
to pick
it-
up on. She pretty much outright said it.
Yeah.
She didn't give you a
She saves
roadmap to it, but considering
she
who
gave
she
you
was
one
talking
chance.
to, he wouldn't need a roadmap. Why would she make one?
Right. And
You have to trust your... It's always far preferable if you trust the intelligence of your audience instead of assuming they're too stupid to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
You present them the information, and if they have to watch it twice to figure it out, so be it.
I don't know.
Well,
I have a feeling that there's going to be a clash with Raven at some point. And all I'm thinking
Almost
Raven so
certainly.
far.
There can only be one person with the bird name.
well, who's in charge of writing
one
the
thing-
story now that, sadly, Monty
Miles
using that.
Luna,
They're using-
and Carrie Chakra.
They're using leftover material from that Ohm had been leaving that Ohm had left.
Okay, hang
But-
on. They used
weren't.
some, but the leftover material was mainly information on people
Outline.
like Velvet
Yeah.
and a few outlines. A lot of the stuff is pretty much entirely original. And, for instance, it was apparently planned to kill Pyrrha. Pyrrha's death was not meant to happen in that way.
Really?
So she
That-
wasn't supposed to die in the end.
The Autumn Powers or whatever the fuck they were called, I can't remember off the top of my head. That was actually supposed to be a plot that went somewhere. Yeah, the Fall Maiden. That was supposed to go somewhere with her. That was supposed to be like a losing yourself question. And then that was cut entirely in favor of turning it into what it is now, where they used the event to harden the group. That was entirely original.
So in other words, it's more like they're adding stuff they want to instead of following what Monty wanted.
Monty didn't give them all the information they would need.
True.
Monty kept it all in his head. He took it. Well, he took his information to the grave.
I mean,
wrote
30-something-year-old
details,
people.
but they were just that, details. He didn't give the overall
No.
outline.
30-somethings don't assume they're going to need to leave things like that behind.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, it was an unexpected death. He basically had an allergic reaction to anesthesia.
Yeah. Which really sucks.
Have you really noticed the effects of the hardening on the group? Like Ren, I have noticed something definitely. John's going through PTSD.
Oh, that's the other one. The Jean Pyrrha thing was meant to become a major deal. Like, right now, it sucks to be Jean, but Pyrrha's death was supposed to be something that was going to completely change Jean forever and possibly break him.
That would have been a very interesting idea.
Shockingly, Miles Luna decided not to go with this possible breaking of Jean. In unrelated news, Miles plays Jean.
Seriously?
Yeah, Jean's actor is actually one of the two people in charge.
Oh boy.
Keep in mind, almost all the actors are literally just people of Rooster Teeth.
True.
Sun Wukong is married to Ruby. And they're having a baby.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Michael and Lindsay Jones. I don't know who he is, but apparently Gavin was supposed to be getting in there. Like, slowly Ruby has picked up almost or a lot of the people. I think John Reisinger had a small role. And you know who John Reisinger is? He's kind of the guy at Rooster Teeth who you call whenever you need someone to do something ever that's not a big deal. He's also the guy that does on the spot. He's the fill-in guy.
Going back for a second, like, I mean, what have we seen in the group, again, to, like, the heart, like, in terms of heart, you know? Like, again, we saw Ren. Ren seems that Ren has definitely picked up a lot more of a group's weight, I guess. John definitely is taking everything a lot more seriously. What happened, like, Nora's Nora. Actually, Nora softened up quite a bit, didn't she? She got all panicky and shit.
Yeah, I guess.
To be fair, I think she may have been like that before. We were just never in a position where it was that desperate.
Oh,
yeah.
That
what
was the
happened to
other
Ruby,
major
though?
thing, though. That was the other major thing, or side effect of this change, is that we're heavily focusing on these characters. From what they picked up, and they didn't really have enough to do much with it, Monty planned on expanding it to include all of the other groups that we hadn't really seen much of, like Penny's group. They were actually supposed to all be brought into this massive thing, and simply put, it was cut. Like, they didn't have enough information, they didn't want to get it wrong, and they decided to instead use a more focused story.
Yeah, but what happened to Ruby? It seems like she's trying to stay cheerful, but she's just kind of failing.
Oh, that
I
could
think
just be her
overall,
coping.
she's kind of maturing. She's losing that childish spark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's that too, but I mean, her trying to be cheerful about the whole thing is probably just her trying to cope with the whole situation of, holy shit, this is happening.
And she's
not to mention she watched Pyrrha die in front of her.
Yeah.
Right, that too.
Yeah, that was, like, John is taking Pyrrha's death a hell of a lot harder. I think Ruby is gonna crack at some point soon.
I
don't
don't
know.
think so.
I think if they
Honestly,
were to
I
have stayed
think
in
she's
the
gonna come
wild,
out
in the
better and
sorry, you go ahead.
Like she's gonna lose whatever. I think she's gonna lose whatever innocence she has all at once at some point soon.
Well, Flo, you were saying something before I kind of interrupted.
I was going to say, I think she's going to come out like stronger and more focused for it. I think a lot of her issue though is also what her thing with the eyes mean and what the connection is with her mother and what actually happened with her mother. But this is all personal theory, so take it with a grain of salt.
As for the fact of what Sario had mentioned, he thinks she will eventually crack. I think if they had stayed out in the wilderness a lot longer, she more than likely would have cracked, especially if, say, Crow were to have died because of the poison.
If Crow had died, she would have broke.
That would have devastated
That's her family. Like,
I will say this: I was never at any point thinking there was any chance of them killing off Crow, considering Crow at that point was Crow was the direct line of information to the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wouldn't have cut that on us.
Just curious, is it a little sad that I actually was hoping he might wind up dying to give some more story for the characters?
Okay, here's the thing. We keep talking about like Ruby cracking. Well, they're not going to kill two fan favorites in 2 straight seasons.
True.
Just saying that.
They killed Pyrrha and Roman.
Did anyone give a shit about Roman?
Yeah.
Look online, you'd be fucking surprised.
Really? Okay. I didn't think anyone gave a fuck when it came to Roman. I mean, Penny can probably be rebuilt.
I mean, she is a robot. She was a prototype, right? She was a prototype.
As far as we know, they can't even get her body.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
They can get her body now. Her body is still there at Beacon. just laughed.
For all we know, it could have been eaten by that same giant dragon bird thing that ate the guy with the top
What
hat.
reason would a bird have to go find a piece of metal and eat it?
Well, she looks human, so it might think, oh, that's food.
I don't know if you know this, Sparta, but predators generally hunt with their nose.
Not just that. Not just that. The Grimm don't seem.
Or
to
if it did get her in her mouth, it would
killing.
spit it out.
Not just that. The Grimm seem more focused on killing. They seem more focused on killing everybody rather than eating them. I think the fact that Roman got eaten was just a convenient way for them to kill him.
Here's what I think. Here, and this is, unfortunately, it's kind of the cliche way these stories go, but I could totally see that going this way is, you're going to learn that the Grimm were a man-made invention to some design, and either they got out of hand, or this was some immortal being's design. And that's where it comes from, and that's why they're solely focused on killing. It's what they were created to do.
Right.
I find it weird that the Grimm are attracted to, the feeling of fear attracts Grimm.
It's not just fear, it's negative feelings.
I mean, it's kind of the plot to Ghostbusters, too.
Which is kind of the plot to Ghostbusters, in general, actually.
Don't you dare talk about the remake. We don't talk about that.
No. I haven't even seen it yet.
Don't.
Yeah, I've heard so many people say that.
I still need to watch the
fucking
Okay, it's not awful, but it's not good.
You have never seen the first Ghostbusters?
No, I have never seen the first Ghostbusters. At least not that I can
How
remember.
are my friends with you?
No, quick guys, nobody think of anything. What did you think of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Now, see, that
it's
would
such
have been funnier if you hadn't said that and let one of us answer.
Yeah, that's what you needed to do was shut up. I was about to. By the way, Sparta, if someone asks you if you're a god, what do you say?
I'm not.
You are incorrect.
You always say yes.
If someone asks if you are a god, say yes.
Why?
Especially if
Because if you're not a god, you're mortal and can
in
die.
another realm.
Gods can't die. Mortals can. If they ask if you're a god, you're a god.
I feel like this is a reference to something in the Ghostbusters, and I'm just not getting it.
No shit.
Really?
I'm sorry, I've never seen the
Us
fucking movie.
referencing Ghostbusters while we're talking about Ghostbusters?
Guys, don't cross the streams.
Okay, I
And the gatekeeper, are you the keymaster?
I feel like I should know that one, but I don't. I don't
Actually,
know that
that
one.
needs to be opposite, because Sigourney Weaver was the gatekeeper and the other guy was the keymaster.
Oh. Alright.
No one was going to call you out on that, but if you're going to do it to yourself, sure.
I will, just because I am kind of disturbed by the fact I remember that much. But Sigourney Weaver, everyone.
Well, my cat's been meowing
talking about
at me
actors.
this
Did you know
entire
that
time, so I'm not sure if he's wanting attention or if he's also surprised I haven't heard of Ghostbusters. Or not heard of, but watched Ghostbusters.
I think he's a fan dude that can't watch Ghostbusters.
It's official, guys. Sparta's afraid of no ghost.
Oh, come on. That one's too easy of a reference.
I ain't afraid of
Seriously, that's a fucking theme song.
Which didn't show up till the second movie, by the way.
Wait, that was the second movie?
Yeah. Bet you didn't know that.
Well, no, because I've never watched the movies.
Did you know one of the songs on the fucking radio in GTA straight from Ghostbusters?
No.
Like made for Ghostbusters?
No,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
that much. Okay, I actually didn't know that either.
Bobby Brown on your own?
I haven't heard it, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to GTA radio that much.
They literally say Ghostbusters in the song.
Yeah, I literally don't listen to the radio on GTA that much.
Man, I probably have heard the song, but I just...
Black Flag on there, and I kind of ended it there.
I probably heard the song, but didn't think too much of it. Well, then again, I
probably just said two bands no one but me knows.
I honestly didn't hear what you said over them.
Sorry.
I said I gave them props for having Black Flag and Suicidal Tendencies on there and left it at that.
I don't listen to that station. Honestly, I've already come to the conclusion there's never going to be a state or the kind of metal station I listen to because I like to listen to. I generally listen to symphonic, the kind that actually takes a 10-person. That's not even a metal station.
That's a punk station.
Yeah.
Oh, what about Pandora? Does that technically count as a radio station?
The closest they have on that fucking game.
And then, what was it? The previous GTA had a metal station that was all like horrible. Metalcore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, throw some thrash and fucking some symphonic shit and power metal. I'd kill to get some bait on there.
Iron Maiden would be nice to listen to.
You know, I stopped listening to the radio that came with Fallout 4 when I found a mod that added 2 different symphonic metal stations.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I did too. I also found one that had a thrash station, and I'm like, yes!
Oh, and I also had a Radio X from San Andreas. Just straight up Radio X. DJ Sage and all. It was the best. I can play San Andreas again!
Somehow we've come full circle to music again.
Yeah.
We do that. I can play San Andreas again.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, it's gonna feel so dated.
And then, while you're playing that, we never see you again.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, that's if I get some
recently because my girlfriend had it, and yeah, it feels really dated.
It
looks really fucking dated.
Yeah.
The looks part doesn't get me, but it's the driving.
Oh, hold on, Shadow.
And the sitting, and the moving, and the jumping.
Actually, San Andreas jumping was fairly responsive for its day.
For its day.
Honestly, I actually had fun playing GTA San Andreas when I had it for the 360, though it was the original version of the game.
You didn't get into it as early as we did.
True.
Like, it was a new experience for you.
Yes, but I never really saw any problems with the controls.
I mean, I don't dislike the controls. Consider how much time I put into them. It's just, you go, yeah, this is exactly as not smooth as I remember. I will say, I apparently, and I didn't really think about this for a while at first, but apparently my choice for going back was Lord of the Rings: The Third Age. That was apparently the game I missed most, because that's what I went straight to. And then my disk drive broke on the PlayStation.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to spend another half an hour getting that working. Yeah, that got stuck. I had to take out the back of the PlayStation so I could get into where the hard drive would be. And then I just sort of felt around till I found something stuck and just stabbed it with the pocket knife till it was back in place.
Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, was that the strategy game or the turn-based RPG?
Turn-based RPG. Wait, do you have it?
I used to. I had it on the GameCube.
I was gonna say, if you have that around, I can't recommend that higher or more highly.
Because I played that, I played the strategy games, and I played War in the North, which was another RPG game, kind of like Dark Souls, honestly.
I heard don't get War in the North, it's too short.
It is, but like Dark Souls, you're meant to play it through more than one time. Because there is some
strategy game, the Battle for Middle-earth.
Yes.
Which that's dead. EA took down the servers because EA's a bitch.
No, but we already know that.
Meanwhile, they're trying to prop up fucking the online game on fucking a table right now.
But
yes,
the third age,
Lord of the Rings MMO.
I'm sure there is. Why wouldn't there be? But yeah, what is it? So, believe it or not, I also really fucking loved. There's a Game Boy Advance. That's it. Version of the Third Age where they made it a top-down strategy game instead. And it was actually fucking amazing. One of the best strategy games I've ever played.
And you know, I'm going to say this. The Two Towers and Return of the Kings were some of my favorite hack-and-slash games I've ever played. Oh my god.
The Two Towers was good. Return of the King was awesome. I actually have both of those too. I have the Fellowship game too, but Fellowship was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it was.
Which is sad because you could see that it was made by people who actually knew the books, not the movie. But they just dropped the ball on it too much.
But I would even go as far as say those are the two best fucking movie tie-in games I've ever seen.
I would say the Da Vinci Code, but in order to enjoy the Da Vinci Code, you have to put in cheat codes to basically skip the combat. Because there shouldn't be combat. You just shouldn't be there.
Yeah, the Da Vinci Code was a story. Wait, not story. Was a puzzle-based movie.
As a puzzle game, it's fucking phenomenal. But then they had these fucking stealth sections and shit that were awful. So if you just put in cheat codes to let you one-shot everyone and skip all the quick-time events as much as possible, because all the fighting is quick-time events. Put in the cheat codes to skip those, you have a fantastic puzzle game.
They got...
They had to try to action it up.
Yeah. Thank you. My brain could not think.
By the way, somehow they actually got Tom Hanks to jump in for the voice acting, but they couldn't get the person who played his sidekick.
That's odd.
That said, his sidekick is instead Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is.
Female shepherd.
Oh, okay.
Who I pretty much only play as, because while Male Shepherd did an okay job, Jennifer Hale is just superior.
Alright. Actually, speaking of Mass Effect, I've been thinking maybe I should just start over my playthrough and just go with a simple combat build. Because I am not
I'm telling you right now, you will get bored of Soldier in an hour, because all you do is shoot a gun and use Adrenaline Rush.
Yeah, but right now all I'm doing is trying to not die, and dying. Then respawning.
Might I make a suggestion, Sparta?
And dying. Sparta,
can I make a suggestion?
If you're going to say lower the difficulty, I already did that.
Okay, I have a different suggestion.
If you're going to say
Hold up. You're having trouble with the first Mass Effect on the lower difficulty?
As a Vanguard.
Yeah, I'm playing as a Vanguard.
Playing as. Like, don't get me wrong, playing as a Vanguard is unfucking forgiving, but on the easiest difficulty, you should still not be having that much of an issue.
Yeah, here's the thing about the Vanguard. You can die easily, but the Vanguard can put out more DPS than pretty much anyone else.
Oh, I can't seem to do that.
Like, yes, the Vanguard dies easy, but it's because the Vanguard clears the fucking road.
Like, Vanguard is appropriately named.
Let's put it this way, okay, Sparta? If your class was you run around throwing grenades all the time, sure, you might blow yourself up occasionally, but god damn it, you're gonna kill everything. That's basically the Vanguard. Everything in this room dies, possibly including me.
Okay, what are you doing?
I deem this sacrifice possible. Or acceptable.
And my cat just destroyed a portion of my shelf. Just to crawl onto my lap.
Now, the other thing is, in any RPG ever, a power-based class is weak early game, right?
Yes, I understand that, but even on the lower difficulty...
What level are you? Like 15, 20?
I don't know, I'd have to go back and check.
Well, okay, if you get your Vanguard to 40 and you're still having trouble, then the problem is simply you suck. I'm sorry.
Hubcack.
Like, there's no better way to put it. It's just... That class is the damage king.
I used to wear a shirt that said that all the time.
Hold on, what?
Hubcack. Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure if it's just my mic, but I am having trouble hearing what he's saying.
He's saying it's a fucking acronym. Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Hubcack. I used to have a shirt that said that.
I haven't heard that in years.
So
I worked in a call center, a tech support call center. We literally had that posted everywhere.
What did you have posted everywhere again? I'm sorry, I had to just tune to the conversation. I went to get some water.
He basically said...
He said problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Oh, yeah.
And as much as I hate that that's the thing, now that I'm thinking about how I phrased it, that's pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
The sad thing is most people, it takes them a minute to figure it out.
Right?
Yeah, just for some reason my mic didn't want to pick up what he was saying.
Can I make... Okay. Spartan, next time you play Mass Effect and you're struggling, give me a 5-minute recording of you trying to Vanguard, and I'll see if I can tell you what you're doing wrong. But as a general rule, the rule of Vanguard is you use the biotics to control, and then you shotgun the shit out of them.
Okay. I've
Like,
tried
they
that.
don't fight. They can't fight back if they're levitating, or if you yank their gun away.
Well, the really annoying thing is...
If you just threw them
Tally
into their
and,
other person and knocked them all down.
I forget the Turian's name.
Garrus.
Yeah, I have them with me on my playthrough right now, and they keep
the
running...
AIs are valueless in that game.
Okay, so it's not just them.
The AI
is just completely stupid.
Useless.
Okay.
The AI
Can I make
will
a
spend the entire
suggestion
fight
of
shooting a
changing
wall.
Tally out for Rex?
Okay, Tally is a tank because of her tech power, her electronic skill, but Tally doesn't deal much damage.
Fuck.
If you're looking for help in the damage department, then you don't want Tally.
Well, no, they keep running out in the middle of the fucking battlefield, getting killed right out the gate.
That's because the AI is stupid.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can say to fix stupid AI.
Yeah, but
I can tell you okay, but I have played through Mass Effect 1 as every class. Okay? I've done them all. I can tell you from experience, some of them suck. Like, the Vanguard are low level, you're gonna die a lot. Because the Vanguard skills don't help at low level much. And the low level shotguns are shit. But if you have actively been upgrading your gear, your weapons and armor, those two things alone, even if you didn't spend level up points, would make your Vanguard viable. And if you combine the level up points and actually keeping tabs on upgrading your gear, you will actually be very strong by the time you're level 15. Have you actively been keeping your gear as maxed out as possible, particularly a high accuracy shotgun?
I've been going for high damage shotguns.
Accuracy. Okay, it's a shotgun. If you don't have the range to shoot someone more than 3 feet away, what's the point?
Good point.
And the Mass Effect 1
I just figured
shotguns,
I had the pistol. I could use that for long range damage.
The pistols are really weak.
Oh.
And if you actually manage to get a good shotgun, it makes a world of difference. And if possible, if you get the Spectre Master shotgun, you have what amounts to a Nova cannon. Because it will kill things at like 50 feet, and it will hit them as hard as if they were an inch from you.
The Nova cannon? Wait, is that the missile launcher things from 3?
No, that's a Cobra. Yeah. Now, I'm going to Ratchet and Clank reference, okay? Because that's the other thing I've been playing.
Oh.
But okay, look. The fucking Spectre Master shotgun is probably the single godliest shotgun I have seen in a video game to date. And that includes the Blitz cannon from Ratchet and Clank.
Alright.
I will also say this, Sparta, if you start getting overwhelmed, bring up your power wheel to pause the action so you can look around and issue orders to your teammates.
Well, I do that, and then when I do that, I find out, oh wait, they're dead.
Okay, Sparta, you should start issuing orders as soon as you look at a fight and say there's a chance of death. Like, don't wait to start giving people orders when the fight looks like you're going to lose. If you look at the fight and say, this doesn't look like it's a guaranteed win, that's when you start.
But I will say this, even if, like, in the middle of combat, bring up that power wheel just to give you a second to think about what you're going to do next. You don't even have to issue an order.
Okay.
Because, granted, the AI is fucking retarded on both sides. Sometimes they do stupid shit and end up in really good positions.
True. I have actually seen the enemy AI shoot a rocket, have the rocket blow up on the wall, and then take damage from that rocket.
Yeah. Keep in mind that the BioWare combat systems, while they are presented as action, are always pausable and can be treated like turn-based.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem, Sparta, is you're trying to brute force your way through a game that's not meant to be brute forced. I have a distinct feeling of
classes.
Yeah, I have a distinct feeling if we both played Mass Effect 1 as the Vanguard and recorded 5 minutes of us in action, it would look vastly different. Because I think you would basically be running around power spamming, whereas I would be getting to cover, making a plan, then going, or pausing. Like, when you have your power wheel, you know you can turn your camera too, right?
Yeah.
Look around. Yeah. So the fight starts, and I immediately pause the action, take a look, inventory my opponents, give my teammates orders. Then I start doing something. And once the first wave of attacks all resolve, I pause it again. It's a lot slower this way, but you live to see the next fight. There's a place for just straight up action and constant movement. I call that Destiny. If you watched 5 minutes of me being a Void Walker in Destiny, you'll watch my health bar go red, white, red, white, red, white, red, white. That's all you see. There are entire boss fights that we have drug out for 10 or 15 minutes where I was at no point at full health.
Alright.
To be fair, I do that a lot on my hunter as well.
But I bet. Obviously, I'm not sitting there staring at Sparta in those fights, but I'm pretty sure Sparta shoots a couple of people and hides. Whereas I stand directly in the middle of the action and warp to the nearest big group and punch my way through it.
At the least part I am somewhat competent to get most of the stuff I need done. So,
You're doing the not dying part, but you really have to work on your kill total.
Yeah, I know.
You picked a gun class, you just shoot him in the head. I can't really get... There is no secret trick to getting 1,000,000 kills with Hunter except aim.
Yeah, my aim is shit.
Well, with that attitude, it's always gonna be shit. Instead of accepting that your aim is shit, go into a fight, or go into a strike and say, I'm getting 25 headshot kills this game. This strike. And then try for it. The problem is, you just accept your aim is shit, you go in, and when something pops up, you either spray at it or panic. There's a big difference in mindset between going in saying, I'm bad at this, so why bother, and going into something and saying, I'm going to do better. Those are two vastly different mindsets, and you are stuck on the I suck, I'll just let them carry me mindset. If I went into Destiny with that mindset, I wouldn't have foil, because there's no way he would have dealt with carrying me.
Right. Well, then I guess I should start asking what you guys normally get on this strike. Oh, that's how many? I'll try and get close to, if not...
Well, the answer's going to be victory, but...
Yeah. We kill the motherfucker.
How many kills you get depends on the quality of your teammates.
You get what I mean.
Also depends sometimes how they disperse the ads and what kind of ads they are.
Yeah, like if it's Taken, there's a lot more than if it's Cabal. So we can't give a straight total. But as a general rule, if you're not in triple digits, it's not a Cabal strike, then you've clearly not been doing much.
Alright.
Unless I'm playing with Clutch because he likes to kill big groups all at once.
I mean, I have a Nova Bomb, and I'm making orbs for you. Just accept it. Take the orbs, Foil. Take them. I don't want them anymore.
Yes, you do. You just can't take them back.
I know. So you use them to make some for me.
And then it's
By the way, that is another thing that I've noticed, Sparta.
What?
And you might not like me pointing this out, but you will sit on your super for the entire strike. I've seen you go an entire strike and drop your super once.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that. I know I have...
If you see yellow bars, make orbs. That's the thing. Well, if you kill yellow bars, you make lots of orbs. If you make orbs, we get our supers. We get our supers, we give you orbs, we give you supers. I don't expect you to do a full Warlock performance, trust me. On a strike with a lot of yellows, 3 Warlocks will just be a super fest. Super, 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 super. That's all, I shit you not.
Ugh.
I once, you know when the precursors can show up on the Black Garden strike? Mm-hmm. I happened to be in a lobby with 3 Warlocks. I was the Voidwalker, and then we had one of each for the other 2. One of us would pop our super, 7 orbs would drop. Someone would pop a super, 7 more would drop. They would pop a super, 7 more would drop. That's enough to perpetually super into eternity. Sparta, you want to make 1,000,000 orbs? You have Night Stalker. That's the current orb king.
Okay. So I just shoot my bow in a group of yellows.
In a group of yellow bars or a particular... Well, you only need like 2 yellows to make it worth it. Or even 1 if it's got a lot of ads. And even if there's no yellows, if there's 1,000,000 of the ads...
Yeah.
Just think this way. Don't just think kills. Think support with that class. And then when it comes to kills, you have to not be going in going, I suck, I'll let them do the work. Think, I'm going to do my job.
Alright.
Because Kind
you
of.
guys want to play the game?
I mean, we could do Us Strike. It's 2:40 a.m. here.
Alright.
I need to get down to 7-Eleven to get some coffee, because I need to stay awake till like 8 a.m. at latest, and at most.
Well, Sario, I'd be
Alright, let's try to gear up quick, because it's 2:40 already. Alright?
Alright.
Like,
by the way, say hi to YouTube.
Oh, yeah, good, you've been recording. I didn't want to say anything earlier, but it's good, you're recording.
This video is brought to you by Ivan's Beach Vodka, made in glorious, macabre-made Russia. Buyers now, remember,
it is for the pansies who cannot handle the alcohol.